안녕하세요. Welcome to International Tourism and Culture class, my daytime and nighttime students. First of all, I would like to thank you for choosing this course, and I apologize for not meeting you face to face for the first meeting and for the rest of the meetings for this month of March. I do know that you understand our situation. We would like us to all be safe, and so let's together pray that the situation will become better so we can have our classes in the classroom. But anyway, even though we're doing it online, uh, classes should go on and should continue. First, I think you would like to get to know the course facilitator for this course. Let me introduce myself, give you a little background of who am I, and after which I'm going to talk about the course syllabus for this class. So, my name is Professor Arnelene Torres. Students do call me Professor Torres. I have been handling this international tourism and culture class for the fourth year now. I've been with Kim Yung for 4 years, and I have been teaching here in Korea for almost 10 years now. But back home in my country, Philippines, I am also a professor in one of the prestigious universities, University of Santo Tomas. I conduct classes for tourism and for hospitality management students. So, for my educational background, you might be interested to know where am I coming from. My authority for teaching this class comes from the professional or educational background that I do have. So, for my educational background, I finished Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management from the University of Santo Tomas in Manila, Philippines. I also continue my master's degree in the same university, having completed Master in Human Resource Management. And then I have this longing to further my education, and so I took up Doctor of Communication from the University of the Philippines. So yeah, it's quite a long way to study, but I enjoy being a student just like you. So I've been teaching for more than 26 years, and I do love having students from diverse backgrounds in my classroom. For your information, for the past 4 years, I do have a very good mix of students taking international tourism and culture. I have, of course, students coming from our major, tourism management. I do also have students coming from the other majors within the College of Business who are interested to get to know more about the tourism industry. I have regular students from Kim Young Adams College who are from international relations and international business. And of course, the diversity will not be complete without having the foreign students from different parts of the world. I do have students from China, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, from Singapore, from India, from Nepal, from Tajikistan, from Uzbekistan, from Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. I also do have students coming from the different states of America, like Florida, like Michigan, and there's one from California. I also have students from European countries such as Sweden, Hungary, Switzerland, France, and Spain. So, with that, I think, and probably I have excited you, that this course, International Tourism and Culture class, is a very exciting course. I'd like to walk you through the course syllabus. As you can see on the screen, The title of this course is International Tourism and Culture, and there's my name here. Of course, if the situation now permits, you can see me during office hours at Iyangguan 317. I also have my email address here if you would like to get in touch with me through email. I also have my phone number here on this part, which you already knew because I have sent you several text messages and I have invited you to the group, Kakao group. So let's keep that appointment procedure. Let's proceed to the course description. So, this course provides each student with a basic understanding of the dynamic nature of the tourism industry. In addition, the course includes activities to deepen students' understanding and to help them apply theories and concepts. Furthermore, the course provides an opportunity to develop inquiry, problem solving, and decision making skills. Moving on to the course objectives, we see here that at the end of the semester, you, my students, are expected to understand what tourism is and its many definitions, define, understand, and explore a variety of tourism terminology and concepts, learn about the evolution of travel and tourism and its impact on the world. Also, you're expected to discuss the components of the tourism industry, identify travel motivators and tourism generators, assess and appreciate the impact of tourism as a worldwide economic, environmental, cultural, political, and social forces. Describe the role and function of industry and government organizations that support tourism at the regional, national, and international level. And also to identify and differentiate tourism related products and describe their role in supporting tourism. And last, demonstrate an ability of the nature of tourism and the value of tourism. So, I hope that at the end of the semester, more or less, you will be able to explain using your own words what tourism industry is all about, the tourism industry sectors, what are the products, and hopefully, I hope that you will learn how to be a responsible tourist and how to be a good host of your home country. Moving on to grade and assessment, I would like to let you know, students, that this class will be graded on curve. So I have here the criteria for giving it a grade. We have four criteria here. First, we have the midterm assessment, which will be on a written test form, which is 30%. We have a final assessment, which is an oral presentation that represents 30% of the grade. Of course, I do expect you to participate actively, both online and in face to face, which is another 30%. And of course, as always, attendance, which is attentive listening, 10%. This gives us a total of 100% for this course. Okay, and let's see. I have here some class rules which I would like you to walk you through. Um, Maybe we can look at it one by one so that we set the standard for our classroom. First, the use of smartphones for personal calls, messaging, or playing games is highly discouraged. I allow you to use your smartphones only if you use it for a dictionary or for classroom activities that will require the use of it. Second, do not leave the class at any time without your professor's permission unless it is an emergency or if you are suddenly very sick. Third, if you are late, you will be marked late. Three times late is equal to one unexcused absence. Hangul, because this is an English medium of instruction class, should not be spoken in a loud manner during instructional time. It is understood that there are times when Korean translation is necessary in order to comprehend a situation that is unfamiliar. However, please ask me if it's okay to translate. And last and most important for me, cheating in any form is highly discouraged. For me, it's okay to get zero than to cheat. So I hope I make things clear as far as the class rules are concerned. Let's move on to the course outline. What should you expect for the content of this course? So as you can see here, we have two columns for this table. The first column on the left is actually, it represents the week number. And the second one on your right is the topic or the activity that we will be doing. So for week one, which we're starting right now, we have the core syllabus presentation. There's no self introduction because this is an online class, but do hope that I will be asking you to introduce yourself, maybe in our Kakar group, or I will be giving you an activity in relation to this one. So, right now, I'm presenting you the core syllabus. I have given you the classroom rules, and hopefully, we still have time to talk about tourism. I will be introducing it the tourism industry. On second week, we'll have tourism system and tourism elements. So for tourism elements, as you can see here, we have the tourist, the traveler generating region, the tourist destination region, the transit route region, and of course, what is the tourism industry? We'll also talk about within that week tourism benefits. Why are so many countries adopting the tourism business? And if we have benefits, pretty sure we also have the disadvantages. So we'll take a look at these and we'll try to weigh what do we have more, benefits or the disadvantages of tourism. Moving on to week three, we have the evolution of travel and tourism. As you can see here, it is divided into periods that starts from the Roman Empire period, then followed by Middle Age period. Then we look at the 16th century. How is tourism during that time? And then a little in the 17th century. We move on next to the International Revolution period, wherein the tourism industry started to grow. And right now, the 19th to the 20th century, a lot of things have developed, a lot of things happened that paved the way to make this tourism a global industry. On the fourth week, we have trends influencing tourism development. So, what are those trends? Just to give you um, a bird's eye view of what this is about, we'll talk about the effect of globalization, long term economic trends, political trends, social trends. We look at the environment, resources, and energy trends, and we look at the changes in technology. Moving on to week five, you will see here the tourism industry sectors. So this tourism industry sectors is divided into the private sectors and the public sectors, wherein in the private sector, we have different industries or sub-industries. Like we look at into hospitality, into transportation, attractions, intermediaries, and other private facilitators. For the public sectors, we'll look at the government's role in tourism, what are the different tourism organizations, and the other public sector facilitators that is part of the tourism ecosystem. On week 6, we will concentrate on one of the elements and the focus of the tourism business. Who are the tourists? We'll look again at the tourist definition. We'll look at the different types of tourists and their preferences when traveling. Next, we'll move to week 7, which will be about travel motivations. In travel motivations, of course, it's just proper to start it with defining what motivation is. We will look at how travel motivation is formed, and from this travel motivation, how does it lead to an action to travel? We'll also look into why people travel, what are the different reasons for traveling. We'll also discuss the factors that influence travel motivation and actions. And then, last for this week, are the typologies of travel motivation. We'll have a break of the lecture. We will be having the midterm examination on week 8, wherein I have mentioned a while ago that your major exam will be in a form of pencil and paper test or a written exam. After week 8, we will continue the lecture and we will look into the travel related motivation theories. There are several motivation theories related to traveling. The first theory that we will look into is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We will try to see how this Maslow's hierarchy of needs can be applied to the theory of tourism or to the tourism industry. Then we'll look at Hudman's motivation of travel. And of course, it's very important to know what is the push and pull theory of travel motivation. So, these are all uh, the content that will be covered for week 9. Moving on to week 10, we will look at the tourist codes of behavior. How are we supposed to behave as a tourist? Um, these are, of course, the main question or the main issue that we will be looking into on week 10. Now, after talking about how are we supposed to behave, then we will definitely come up with what is a responsible tourist. How are we as a tourist become responsible? We will learn it in week 10. And then also as a tourist, there are some concern issues that we usually have to take note of. Like for example, how do we take care of our personal safety? How do we take care of our valuables? And of course, very important and timely, which is happening right now, is about health. Okay, then week 11, we'll look into the tourism products. What are tourism products? But before we look into that, we'll first try to understand the different definition of tourism products according to the UNWTO. So we'll look into also what is attraction, how do we understand accessibility from the point of view of tourism industry, the accommodation, and amenities. Moving forward to next week, which is week 12, we'll look into the characteristics of tourism products. So we have important characteristics here that we really have to understand for us to understand the nature of the tourism industry. So tourism products are intangible. It has a psychological characteristic. It's highly perishable. It's composite. There is an unstable demand, fixed supply in a short run, absence of ownership. It's heterogeneous. It's risky, and it's marketable. So this will take a week because we really have to understand the characteristics of this tourism product by giving you examples, by asking you to give examples as well, so that we can make sure that we understand these characteristics. Then we move on to week 13, which is about tourism products. Tourism products has two major content. First is the different types of tourism products. There's so many, and I'm very excited to let you know about this one and also the other tourism products. Then in week 14, we will have the final project orientation. I will give you an orientation of what are you going to do for the final exam. I have here final project options. This is actually a creation. So as I've said, it's a presentation, not an online. It's an oral presentation of an oral presentation of your project, which is a 5 to 10 minute video of any of the following topics. First, responsible tourism, we have safe travel, we have niche tourism. You can probably also come up with a planning a tour or Korean or country of choice etiquette. Then, week 15, we will look into the planning and production of your project. So I'll give you the whole week to prepare, to meet, to plan, to strategize, to choose the right material in producing your video presentation. And in week 16, that will be the presentation of your project, which we will decide on what date of the final exam week. Now, I hope I give you a glimpse of what are the contents of this course. As I've said, we have already started. This is week 1. And then, if you will see, we have 16 weeks actually. So I know that we started late, but of course, even though we started late, there are actually opportunities for us to learn more by making use of the makeup schedule that were given by the university. For the references, we have this different references here. I know that this is not enough. Feel free to make use of the internet as your knowledge source. I also have given or suggested some websites that will be very helpful for you to understand about our course. So that's about it for the course orientation. So if you have questions with regards to the content of this course, please do send me an email and I'll be glad to answer you of your inquiries. Thank you.